Hi everybody, with me is Becky Barabee from United Catalyst Corporation. Becky, we wanted to ask you about your experience with the IPMI and what has it meant to you personally over the years?
Well, we joined IPMI about 27 years ago, and truthfully, IPMI is how we've established ourselves professionally. It has given us an education in our industry. It has allowed us to network. IPMI truly brings the world of precious metals together, and so for us, it's been everything. For me personally and for our company.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Welcome.
Hey everybody, with me here is Christopher Jones from Gannon and Scott. Chris, I wanted to ask you, you've been involved with the IPMI for a number of years. What has that involvement meant to you personally?
It's an interesting question. It certainly means an awful lot. All of us in our organizations, no matter how hard we try, we're always kind of in the bubbles of those organizations. So how do we find out, what is on the legislative pipeline or what kind of new emerging technology should we be aware of to help us make decisions to run our company? That's a problem. IPMI solves that problem. And you and I, we share common interests. We're competitors at the same time. We have a little bit of overlap.
Sure.
But we also recognize that we have a lot more common interests. So whether it's plant safety, asset security, or something that is just good for the industry as a whole, we can share those things and it's better for the industry, it's better for us, it's better for you, and that's what we get out of it.
Absolutely. Well said. Well said.
Thanks.
Thank you. Hey gang, with me is Simon Codrington of Hugh Wood Inc. We wanted to ask you, Simon, based on Hugh Wood and your own personal involvement over the years with the IPMI, how can you say that has helped and benefited your business?
In loads of different ways, both by meeting all sorts of different clients from different verticals, learning more about their businesses, and actually even the educational sessions have taught us much more about our clients before we even started to talk to them.
Sure.
And we've actually learned how they work and the things which are some of their problems. Then in terms of the networking, we've met people who are both suppliers and other ends of the industry, which we never would have met just by going and seeing the ends of a client we see, which were particularly at the precious metal end. And it's enabled us to be working with catalyst clients, recycling clients, and people from a much wider area of the industry. So the IPO from a networking point of view for us has been a very strong environment.
And all in one place.
And all in one place, yeah.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello again, everybody. With me right now is Mike Reese from Materials Management. Mike, can you tell us, from your involvement at the IPMI for such a long time, what has the networking function within the group meant to you and your business?
Well, to us, really, networking has been everything. IPMI and networking are one and the same, because we have a reasonable number of customers that are not members of the IPMI, but the very large majority belongs to the IPMI. So having functions like this, where we get to meet them all, or many of them, is really meaningful to us. And that network over time, that commercial network, has become really a network of friends. So the IPMI has been important to me personally, important certainly to my company, in a lot of different ways.
Very good. Thanks a lot.
Good.
Hey folks, with me right now is Bodo Albrecht from BASF. Bodo, can you talk to us for a minute about the IPMI's legacy, its next generation of leaders, and what the Institute can do to encourage that leadership into the future?
Sure. Yeah, the IPMI is an integral part of the precious metals industry, in as much as it provides a center for communication and for building relationships. And our industry is very much about building trust and building relationships, and it takes years and years of patiently building and developing those relationships to become part and to thrive in the industry. Once you've done that, it is very rewarding in as much as doors are opening for you, and it's just part of developing your career, and I can only recommend it.
Very good. Thanks very much.
That was it.
That was it. Hey everybody, I'm here with Regine Albrecht of Basic Corporation. Regine, you've done an awful lot of work with the students at the IPMI, the recipients of our many scholarships. Can you talk to us about fostering that relationship between the IPMI and those students and how that works going forward in the future?
It's important for me, that work, the reason being that I see the student as a future for the IPMI. Meaning, if there are developments, if there is something that's researched that might actually make a change in the application or in the reduction of using precious metals, this is what those students are for. And the important part is that we try to pull them in, really involve them at the conference, give them support by giving awards or internships, and make sure that they come back again.
Excellent. Thank you for your work with the students, and thanks for being with us right now.
Thank you.
Hey ladies and gentlemen, with me now is Oliver Creston of Hensel Recycling, who also happens to be the current president of the IPMI. Oliver, can you talk to us for a minute about the next generation of leadership and how we can encourage those leaders into the Institute and becoming part of our group?
I think it's important to bring new blood into the IPMI, to have a new generation. And I only can talk for myself. I came 20 years ago, almost first time to the IPMI meetings, and I really appreciate building my own network, and so I think it's a good platform for these young professionals to come. And how can we encourage them, make interesting topics, different types of seminars, spread out our presence globally, and make special events for young people.
Very good. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Brett.
Hey everybody, with me is Harvey Gottlieb of Colt Refining. Harvey, you've been with the IPMI for a number of years that I don't want to mention. Can you go back to your first IPMI conference and tell us what that was like for you?
Sure.
Something you remember?
Brad. You know, one thing I remember from the first conference is I made a connection with a bigger refinery and worked out a deal where they would finance materials that we would supply them with. And in those days, those are the early days, it was crucial. And without that, we probably couldn't have made it in business. So I think by showing up at the conference, you're taken so much more seriously.
Wow. Wow, pretty good stuff.
Very
Thanks,
good,
Harvey.
very good stuff. 42 years.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Brad.
Hey ladies and gentlemen, it's Brad again, talking this time to Jake Gottlieb of Colt Refining. Jake, you're one of the next generation of IPMI members. Can you talk to us for a minute about what it's been like for you coming into the Institute and maybe a little bit about what it's meant to you?
Absolutely. I definitely believe IPMI provides an unparalleled experience to network and grow and build relationships within the industry. There's really not many other organizations for our industry that provide that opportunity. In the short time I've been a member, I've made numerous amounts of business connections, young and old, and just the amount of experience in general that comes to each one of these events is tremendous. So for somebody as youthful as myself in this industry, it really provides an excellent opportunity to progress yourself within the industry.
Outstanding. Very good. Thanks a lot. Hi again, everybody. With me right now is Robert Bullen-Smith of Johnson Matthey. Robert, can you tell us about what the IPMI has meant to you personally over the years?
Well, precious metals, I've been in the precious metal industry for almost 40 years. Actually, this is my 40th year. And so in different phases of my career, it's meant different things. The first part of was just to get to know people, just how big the industry is, how interconnected it is, how technical it is. So it's a learning part. But as I've grown in the industry and taken on some more leadership roles, it's helped on the mentoring and the support and learning. The friendships I've got has been very important to me. And I would say that learning through the IPMI is like a chapter of my life. I think it's an industry that is very worthwhile. You can do it, you should be part of it when you're young. You should be part of it when you're middle and at the end, as I'm moving to the end of my career. But no, it's meant a lot to me, and I would encourage other people to get involved.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. Good job.
Very good. Well done. All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, with me right now is Larry Drummond, the Executive Director of the IPMI. Larry, can you talk to us for a minute about how you see the IPMI? What does it mean to you personally?
What the IPMI means to me personally, as I developed my career, and I believe this is true for all our members, is it is unique in that it gives you the ability to connect to people in the industry, to learn about the industry, keep current, and learn from other people in the industry, but most importantly, to build relationships.
Yeah.
This precious metal industry is unique in the supplier-vendor relationship has a lot of trust built into it, and the best way to work on that is to build a solid relationship. A solid foundation in that relationship will help you grow in your career and in your company's business.
Very good. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, it's Brad again. I'm here with Larry Drummond, the Executive Director of the IPMI. Larry, tell us about how we can encourage the next generation of leaders in the precious metals industry to come into the Institute, to stick with the Institute, and to help us develop our future.
I think the most important thing that we can do for you as a young professional in the precious metal industry is to give you a platform to meet and engage with a whole variety of participants in the industry. And I think one of the most important ways to do that initially is to get involved with our committees and chapters. It is the perfect place for the young professional to get introduced into the industry and to the IPMI.
Very good. Thanks again, Larry.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, it's Brad again, and we're here with Marion Cameron of SIPI Metals. Marion, SIPI is one of the perhaps original member companies of the Institute. Can you tell us what your involvement and your company's involvement has done for your business over the years?
Well, I think the IPMI is truly international, and it also really covers every phase of the industry. So particularly when we have our annual get-together in the summer, we've got every part of the industry. We've got the financial people, we've got the smelters, we've got the pre-processors, we've got the collectors, we've got the labs, we've got the reps, we've got everybody there in one place at one time. So it's really valuable for us to be able to meet people at that time and make connections. Sometimes it's just revisiting people that we know very well, so we rely on these to sort of do a catch-up. You see everybody, and they're from all around the world at one time, and they're from Asia and from Europe, and it's really extremely efficient for us to be able to see everybody at one time. But also, there are people that you don't even know, they're coming into the industry, and we're meeting new people and younger people, and this is really critical as we talk about the younger people and the new generation coming in. And so this is, I think, really, it's a great way, I think, for new people coming into the industry to get an exposure to all facets of the industry. So I think it's a terrific opportunity, and we really value the IPMI. It's really been an important part of our history and connectivity over decades. So I've been involved for more than 2 decades, and that's all I'm going to say.
Very good. Thank you so much.
All right, okay.
Hi everybody. With me right now is Miguel Perez Santala of Heraeus. Miguel, talk to us for a minute about your involvement in the Institute over the years and how that has affected your career.
Well, I got to look back to when I first joined, and I first met the people and they asked me to get involved, and I started to meet the people in the industry. And then when I joined Heraeus, they asked me to make a presentation, and that was a big leap and gave me great exposure to the marketplace. And not only that, I still remember to this day Jack Gannon coming up to me after my speech, and he said, "That was the best I've ever seen." And so after that, I think I did 12 more presentations after that. But I loved every minute of it. I love the organization. I love the people that I deal with on a regular basis. And so it's just a natural thing to be involved. And what it means to my career is that I get exposure. I get to learn a lot of different things that I didn't know before. And it makes you a better rounded person in the precious metals industry. And it's a lot of fun. So I don't see any negative on it.
There you go.
You know?
Thank you very much.
All right, well, thank you.
Hi everybody. With me now is somebody who needs no introduction, Sandra Arendt of IPMI. Can you talk to us, Sandra, about your work and your involvement with our members?
IPMI is a wonderful organization that brings people together, people worldwide together, miners, refiners, professors, students, recyclers from all over the world where they can network and come together and learn from each other about precious metals.
Very good.